Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, what was the net present value at Crown cost of capital of any offer presented to the Crown in respect of the recapitalisation of South Canterbury Finance either on or following 31 August 2010?
The Honourable Bill English.
Speaker, can I first congratulate the member on getting to question number one so soon?
Absolutely, yeah.
It is, Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to comment on commercial details of bids.
Give us the list
of bids or transactions which may be still under negotiation.
on the list.
I refer to the member to my ministerial statement of 8th of September 2010, which addressed this issue. I repeat that no option was available that did not involve considerable cost and risk to the Crown. The Treasury were in close contact with all parties involved at the time, and there was no option put to us that was recommended by the Treasury, and we accepted the Treasury's advice.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. The Minister has essentially declined to answer the substantive question on, I believe, public policy grounds, but I just seek to clarify through you, sir, whether he is invoking the public policy ground for not releasing any further information about the net present value of those offers.
I take it the Minister is declining to provide the specific information asked for because he believes it's not in the public interest to do so. I think he's made that fairly clear. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, to the Minister, using Crown cost of capital, what was the net present value of the offer presented to the receiver on 31 August 2010, of which the receiver said in a memorandum to staff on 3 September, quote, "After careful consideration and consultation with the appropriate parties, including both the trustee and the Treasury, this offer was not accepted." Close quote.
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I couldn't be exactly sure what offer the member is talking about. There has been quite a bit of speculation in the public arena about offers that may or may not have been made. Some of the speculation I have seen is clearly wrong, and some of it may just be from bidders who felt that the Treasury or the receiver should have accepted their bid, but didn't.
Point of order, Mr.
Point of
Speaker.
order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave to table the memorandum to all staff by the receivers Karen Downey and William Black of McGrath Nicol dated 3 September 2010, which notes consultation with the Treasury and notes that the offer made in respect of South Canterbury Finance was not accepted.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is... Order. No, the members sought to leave to table it. Then I take it there's no objection. There is no objection. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Mr. Speaker, as the receiver's memorandum makes clear that the offer presented on that date, 31 August, was not accepted, I'd submit to you, sir, that there can be no commercial confidentiality ground around that offer that would prevent the Minister from answering the primary question or the subsequent supplementary.
Order. Members shouldn't be interjecting. The member raises an interesting issue. The dilemma for the Speaker is that the Speaker cannot judge whether or not to divulge information is or isn't in the public interest. On this occasion, the Minister has made it pretty clear that in his view, to say any more about these particular matters is not in the public interest. Now, I have to take the Minister's judgment on that. The member can question the Minister about that with further supplementaries, but I can't tell a Minister that they're wrong if they believe it's not in the public interest to divulge something. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Further to the point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, totally respect your judgment in that matter, sir, but I would just draw your attention, sir, to the fact that the Minister used a specific rationale for declining answering the primary question in the public interest, and that was commercial confidentiality around an ongoing matter. Now, it's clear from the document that's been tabled, sir, that that is not an ongoing matter, at least in respect of the offer of 31 August, because that offer has been rejected already by the receiver, sir, and I guess it stands to the Minister then, sir, either to specify a new public policy ground or to answer the primary question.
I've got to stress that the public interest is a matter for the Minister to judge, not for the Speaker, and given the answer the Minister's given, I believe the member can challenge the Minister with further supplementaries around why he has that view. The Honourable David Cunliffe, supplementary
Mr. Speaker,
question.
to the Minister, what advice did he receive from Treasury in respect of the offer for recapitalisation of South Canterbury Finance dated 31 August, and what response did he or his colleagues make to that advice?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said, I don't intend to speculate on any particular offer or any offer. The members referring to one dated the 31st of August was any amount of discussion going on around that time, which some people may have thought consisted of making offers and some didn't. The fact is that the government now has the obligation to recover the value of those assets, and it's certainly our intention to preserve the commercial processes around it. It's simply not going to work if anyone who makes some kind of offer to the Crown finds that that offer is discussed in detail in the Parliament when it was made in the context of commercial confidentiality. It may be that the offer he's referring to came from people who are bidding again as we speak, because the government is open to offers all the time for the assets of South Canterbury. So it's not a matter of trying to be evasive, it's just a matter of trying to preserve a process which is designed to get maximum value for the taxpayer. We don't want to scare bidders away by the fact that we're willing to discuss their offers at any time in the public arena.
I beg your pardon. Point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, noting that the Minister has declined to answer the substantive question, which was what advice did he receive and what was his response, noting, sir, that that was advice pertaining to a past offer which has already been rejected, and, sir, further it is my understanding that the parties involved are not currently in negotiation for the assets of that company, as the Minister may have alluded to. Mr. Speaker, I cannot see, and perhaps you may clarify with the Minister, what the public interest ground is upon which he's refusing to answer the question.
On these matters, the Speaker has to be guided by the Minister. The issue of public interest is a matter for the Minister. As Speaker, I can't judge that. I shouldn't judge that. I mustn't try to judge that, because where it is a matter of public interest, matter of public interest not to divulge certain information, these are important matters where the Minister is alleging that, and I mustn't interfere in that. I think that's a very important fundamental issue. And especially where it's got commercial implications. As the Minister has pointed out, even though the member might be referring to a past offer, that doesn't mean to say that the party involved may not be still involved in negotiations. And so I have to be guided by the Minister on an issue like that. Chris Tremaine.
To the Minister of Finance, what steps is the government taking to ensure that the workings of the Deposit Guarantee Scheme are fully transparent?
Well, that's I suppose the deposit guarantee scheme was the reason why the Crown had... I should allow the question, indeed, even though it is a fair stretch from the primary question. The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, clearly there are some parts of the process that will occur without total transparency. So, for instance, if bidders are making offers and they are turned down, or they want to change those bids or come back again later in the process, then the Crown wants to make sure that that opportunity is available. However, it is appropriate that, given the amount of public funds spent on this scheme, it's independently scrutinised. That's why yesterday I welcomed the news that the Auditor-General will complete a performance audit of the Deposit Guarantee Scheme. In addition, this week the Treasury will make an initial release of over 100 documents relating to the scheme, including to South Canterbury Finance's participation. It will demonstrate that the government and officials have worked towards our objectives of providing depositors with certainty and minimising the cost to taxpayers and disruption to the economy.
Mr. Speaker, what was the net present value at Crown cost of capital of the revised offer presented to the receiver on 13 September 2010 by Kensington Swan Limited on behalf of Permanent Investments Limited, and acknowledged in a letter from the receiver dated 14 September? And can the Minister confirm that the potential participants to that recapitalisation included the New Zealand Superannuation Fund and Ngāi Tahu?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, it's